stuck. Okay, I'm unstuck, thank goodness, and the fish is still on. So I just had a massive pull. I am seriously hoping the fish that did that is still on, and it does feel like it is. Wow, look at that. Look at, oh dear, oh dear.
Ja, Frank, die groter een. Hier is 'n moersiding.
Whoa, that's a big fish.
Yeah, wow. Hi everyone, so it's Mayoo from Mayoo's Catch here, and I'm about to make my way to the coast. The car is filled up, I'm about to hit the road. Next time you see me, we'll be at the coast. But check this out, this is a bit of my trip. Enjoy the ride, guys. Cheers. so I've just arrived at Windpomp 14 at mile 14. I'll set up camp here. Luckily, the ocean is just over there. Literally just a stone's throw away. It actually is a very popular fishing spot. Generally around here you catch your cob and you catch galjoen and catfish. I've also caught blacktail here actually. The water is looking amazing. I can actually see it from here and it's looking really good. My roof box is opened, so I'll just get my stuff out of there and I'll set up my tent right here where the car is. This is where I do most of my camping when I come to the coast. This then is my gateway to all the fishing spots that I want to go to. So it's bright and early. I've started loading my car up already and I'll head to my fishing spot. Alright guys. The water is looking amazing. Actually the tide is rising right now. So high tide should be in about 3 hours time. We're hoping that the fish are coming in with the tide. But yep, we're back at it again. We're on the Namibian coastline and we'll be trying to catch those kabeljou, those catfish and maybe even some galjoen, you never know. Or some steenbras, some blacktails. But anything we get, as long as it's an edible fish, this is an edible episode. There might be some sand sharks, but we're hoping for those edibles. I'm gonna be fishing with the normal combo of white mussels and pilchards, and let's see if those fish bite. And check out the new merch, guys. Thank you for all the support, I really appreciate it. And I would really love if you would purchase one of these when they go on sale. I'll be running some competitions very soon as well, so you can win some of these. I want to print them on caps as well. Once that is up and running, you will be the first to know. As you can see, it's quite a gloomy morning, but guess what? The fish are still in there. Gloomy or sunshine, there's always fish in the ocean. So we're gonna try and catch those. It's a little bit cold, so I'll probably put on a little bit more gear, but either way, we're fishing. Now keep your fingers crossed. Here we go. So it seems like we're onto a fish here. And by the way, this would actually be my second fish of the day. I brought my rod in, not thinking there was anything on it. And then all of a sudden, boom, there was a nice catfish on there. I didn't think there was a fish on, so I was not recording. But it feels like there's a fish on here. At least I'm hoping there's a fish on and it's not just seaweed or something. All right, the line is moving in the water, so I think there is a fish on here. It's just to see what it is. And it's another lovely catfish. Look at that. That is a lovely, healthy catfish, just like the first one I caught. The first one I caught is in my bucket, and this is a nice, healthy catfish. Look at that. The spines are ready to go. And there you see on top there, it's taking the pilchard. So I put the pilchard on the top hook, and I put the mussel on the bottom hook, and it has taken the top hook. Which usually is a sign of a bite, but it hasn't been a constant tick. Catfish sometimes do that, so I thought I'd bring it in and just see what's on, if there's anything on. And that looks like a catfish. That looks like a catfish. Yeah, so smallish catfish, but a catfish nonetheless. All right, catfishy. Ooh, that looks like a deep gut hook. That's gonna take some getting out. That's my float there in the mouth, so it's a deep gut hook. So I may have to keep this one for that reason. Okay, so it seems like the action is happening thick and fast. The rod was ticking, and yes, it does seem like there's a fish on here. It's been all catfish today. As you know, I like to alternate my rods to make sure that I always have a rod in the water. And let's see if we have a fish on here. And it's another catfish, guys. So it's catfish day today. The previous rod had a gut hook on a catfish. It was quite deep, like I thought it was. As you can see, that rod is out. So I alternate to make sure I always have a rod in the water. This one is not a gut hook, thank goodness. As soon as this bait hit the water, it was taken. It is fighting a little bit cobby-like. I'm hoping to see a cob, the first cob of the day. Cob have this head shake that they like to do. And the line is moving. Wow. Yeah, I'm hoping it is a cob. The line has moved quite a bit from where I cast it, which is usually a good sign of a decent fish. Let's hope for a cob on this one, guys. It's been catfish after catfish, and yes, I was right. I can see the silver of the cob, and it is a lovely, lovely cob. Oh, fantastic. That is definitely a size cob, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy with this one. My first cob of the day. What a lovely, lovely fish. Nice hook set on the corner of the mouth there. What the circle hook does. And I am very happy with this fish right here. The bait had literally just hit the water and I felt the bite. That's what cob love to do. All right, let's take it up and get another one. We may have a fish on here. I caught a cob last time, so I'm hoping that there's a cob on here too. I have some company now. They saw me catch that last cob, so they're also here with me. And I think I see the line moving. It's a nice cob, it looks like. Looks a little bit small. All right, guys. So the sun has come out. I'm hoping we have a fish on here. It was quite a good pool. As always, you just never know. That's the tricky part with the ocean. It seems like there's a... Okay, I think there is a fish on. I think there is a fish on. Yes, there is a fish on. Of course, you know what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for the Kabeljou. The line is moving. And there it is. It looks like a silver cob. It looks like a nice silver cob right there. There is the fish. Looks a little undersized, but anyway, we'll give it a measure and see. Catch you on the next one. All right. So it looks like the action is coming in thick and fast. I just had a nice pull again on this one. Bringing it in feels a little bit light. Hopefully it's a big fish, but a lazy big fish. Hopefully there is a fish at the very least. Okay, I think there is a fish. I think it just realized that it's getting shallower and shallower and wanted to make a run for it, or maybe a swim for it. And it looks like another silver cob. Woo! Yes! That is a nice silver cob, ladies and gentlemen. Nice, nice, nice. Whew, got hit by a wave there, but I'll take it for the fish. Woohoo! So I just had a massive pull. Massive pull. I am seriously hoping the fish that did that is still on, and it does feel like it is. I may have to be a little bit patient with this one. It was a massive pull. So I'm hoping for a nice big cob, and the line is moving, and as I said, always that's a sign of a big fish, but it was a massive pull. Nice takedown. So this one I'm really hoping I can land. Really hoping. I might be a little bit patient with this one, because this one I really want to see, except if it's a small fish with a big heart, but I'm just hoping a big fish. And there, what a nice cob. That is a lovely cob, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, look at that. Look at, oh dear, oh dear. Woo! That was close. That was close. I almost lost that fish, but what a lovely fish that is. Wow, that is definitely a size cob. Definitely. Wow, look at that. Almost lost it. I had to pick it up and throw it up the beach. Wow. That is awesome. Woo! Yeah. Look at that. That is a lovely cob. Lovely cob. Yeah, it looks like it's bleeding a little bit, but an amazing cob that is. Wow. Yes, look at that. What a lovely cob. Alright guys, seems like the action is happening. I think I got action on this rod. I'm not entirely sure. I think I saw the end of a tick, so I'm bringing it in. Of course, hoping to see a fish on the end of it, and it does feel like there's a fish on it. Yeah, it does feel like there's a fish on the end of it. Yeah, there is definitely some ticking on the end of this rod. Eager to see what it is. It wasn't the... Okay, well, it is a bit of a strong fight. Come in with the wave. I hope it's not a sand shark. course, you guys know I catch lots of sand sharks, but what is it? And it's another lovely Kabeljou. This time I learned my lesson. Wow, look at that. Another lovely Kabeljou. Definitely size. And the fish are coming in, guys. So it seems like the action is happening thick and fast. It was quite a big takedown on this one. I'm hoping to see a big cob on the end of this. So it's quite a big takedown. So, and the fight is pretty good. All right, bringing it in with the wave. Hoping to see a big cob on the end of this. Bringing it in with the wave. So it seemed like things went quiet for a while, but I think I might just have a fish on here. I just had a light tick. I'm bringing it in. I do think I have a fish on. Okay, I see a fish. So I do have a fish on here. Just bring it in with the wave. It's almost here. Almost here. And there, a nice Kabeljou. So I did see some ticking on this rod, so I'm bringing it in, of course hoping that there's a fish on the other end of it. It does feel a little bit heavy. I think I see the line moving. That is always a good sign, because that means there's a fish on the other end swimming. And yeah, there is a fish on here. Of course I'm hoping it's a Kabeljou. What is that? Is that a... Oh, it's a catfish. I haven't caught a catfish in a while, but I'll take it. Seems like we might have had a pull on this. I am really hoping that there's a fish on here. It was a decent tug. I am not sure if it's just coming in with the waves or if there is a fish on here. And it does look like there's a fish on. Or is there a fish on here? I'm really hoping that there is one. And there is a fish. What kind of fish is it? Oh wow, it's a cob. It's a cob. Like we have a good fish on here. I'm surely hoping that we do. It is ticking like a cob. I am really hoping that there is a fish on here. It's still quite far away, but I'm hoping that the fish comes in, bringing it in with the wave. I hope I'm not stuck. That feels like I'm stuck. Okay, I'm unstuck, thank goodness, and the fish is still on, and the line is moving in the water. I am really hoping that I can land this fish. Yeah, the line is moving in the water, suggesting that this is a decent fish. So it is almost here. It is almost here. And what is it? Oh wow, it's a nice cob, it seems like. Wash it in. Wash it in. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that. That is a lovely cob, everybody. Yeah. I have some friends who are cheering me on. What a fish, what a fish. Wow, look at that. Look at that. What a fish. What a fish. Wow, we were happy. What a nice cob. What a nice cob. Look at that. Yeah, lovely. All right, everyone. So we are at the end of what has been an absolutely awesome day of fishing on the Namibian coastline. There was bite after bite after bite after bite. Now, unfortunately, not all of the fish that were caught were legal size. If you don't know, the legal size for Kabeljou in Namibia is 40 centimeters. So anything that is below 40 centimeters, unfortunately, needs to go back in the water. I caught one, and as I was bringing it out, it fell off the hook and almost went back into the water. Oh, by the way, I also caught 5 catfish. So catfish, there's no size on those. Whatever size you catch, you can keep. And of course, if they're so small, you just have to throw them back. I had a few gut hooks, and those ones had to stay. And yes, remember the merch? There's going to be a lot more merch coming up. Please do contact me and grab one of these. It'll be awesome for you guys to grab one of these. And thank you so much for all the support that I've been receiving lately. I truly appreciate it. Remember to like, subscribe, and share Mayoo's Catch. And I'll catch you guys again at the ocean. I must say, I'm really enjoying fishing at the ocean. I've always been fishing freshwater, but now I must say the bug for the ocean has got me. And you definitely will be seeing many more episodes from the ocean. Anyway, guys, it's been absolute fun. Thank you so much for the support. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Fish on. Oh yeah.